Audible Inc. presents Brave New World Economy. Global Finance Threatens Our Future. Written by Wilhelm Hankel and Robert Isaak. Narrated by Dennis Holland. The figures in this book are available as PDFs from the distributor of this audiobook. To the G20 and its advisors. But industrial civilization is only possible when there's no self-denial, self-indulgence up to the very limits imposed by hygiene and economics. Otherwise, the wheels stop turning. Aldous Huxley, Brave New World. Preface. Modern scientists are like dwarves sitting on the shoulders of their great predecessors and teachers. Even if they do not surpass their forefathers, this great heritage allows them to look farther into the distance, bringing them closer to the problems of today. They can and must continue to update their knowledge. This book attempts such an update, using the teachings of three grand masters of the economic guild as a basis: Adam Smith, John Maynard Keynes, and Joseph Alois Schumpeter. Smith's message to future generations was delivered in his Wealth of Nations. Note that nations are mentioned in the plural. Keynes wrote his general theory for the assurance of full employment for all countries of the globe, not simply one country. His suggestions for the Bretton Woods system of the post-war period, his closing chapter, are as relevant as ever in today's financial crisis. Once again, it is all about creating a brave new world economy. Schumpeter's warning that capitalism will turn into limestone as did the dinosaurs if it is not constantly able to renew and reinvent itself holds particularly true for the financial system. For it is the questionable progress and innovations of financial engineering that have triggered this crisis. Capitalism would commit suicide if it allowed these so-called innovations to remain unattended to. When two authors write a book, they agree on the core statements, but not in every detail. Therefore, there are overlaps here and there, translated by the other author, and small differences in individual formulations. But these change nothing in terms of the content and common message delivered by both authors. Similarly, in the English edition, the title stresses the Brave New World Economy in the making, while the title in the German edition accents the domination of money. Geldherrschaft, which must be redirected to the real, job-creating economy in order to make such a sustainable New World system possible. The German author, as former director of money and credit in the German government, president of a bank and international consultant for central banks throughout the world, contributes fresh perspectives on money and credit and the European debt crisis, while the American author, an international political economist and comparative management specialist on the United States and Europe, provides collective learning and entrepreneurial and public policy insights on job creation, pensions, and sovereign debt dilemmas. It is appropriate that the authors previously collaborated in writing Modern Inflation in both English and German at the Johns Hopkins SAIS Center in Bologna, Italy. Once again, the issue of how to maintain a moderate dose of national inflation for the sake of economic growth has become the priority of developed Western economies. Meanwhile, the world economy is undergoing a revolutionary sea change, away from the West and toward the emerging economies. The world of the West is out of joint. In the United States, Obama's heroic attempt to bring a European-style social democracy to the country is poised to collapse in the face of a two-front war against America's deep-rooted conservatism on the one hand, and the inexorable laws of the hard dollar on the other. The country cannot simultaneously be a modern social welfare state and a world banker. On the old continent, the Euro crisis has initiated a Cold War over the progress of European integration. France and Germany see a unique opportunity to transform the European Union of States into one federal state that they would dominate. The European currency zone, now a centrally planned economic, financial, and transfer union, with national characteristics and limited co-determination rights for small and ultimately dependent, heavily indebted member countries, would be expanded into a Franco-German